All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down what's called an ancestral blueprint for the 60-hour fast. So let's just tackle the big question right up front, the one I'm sure is on your mind. Can you really fast for 60 hours every single week without completely destroying your body?
Well, the answer we're looking at today is a brutally honest yes. But, and this is a big but, the rules for how to do it safely and effectively, they're probably the exact opposite of what you've been led to believe.
To really get this, we first have to draw a line in the sand between some ancestral truths and a whole lot of modern myths. Think about it. For literally thousands of years, our bodies evolved with a feast-famine cycle. That was the norm. We were designed to run on stored body fat because fasting was the default state between successful hunts. It's a world away from the modern, pharma-influenced idea of needing 6 small meals a day and this constant fear that fasting is somehow dangerous. Dr. Herbert Shelton, you could pretty much call him the godfather of fasting, personally supervised over 30,000 fasts. And he made the distinction crystal clear. Fasting is just your body using its own stored fuel. Starvation? That only happens when the fuel tank is completely empty. They are not the same thing. Not even close. So, what's actually going on inside your body during this time? Well, it's kicking off its own internal deep cleaning cycle. The science behind this is called autophagy. And it's incredible. It's literally your body's cellular cleanup crew going to work, destroying viruses, bacteria, and just old damaged parts. Fasting is the switch that turns this whole process on, and it really ramps up right in that 24 to 48-hour sweet spot. And look, this isn't some fringe idea. This is Nobel Prize-winning medicine from 2016. So what about that familiar stomach grumble you get when you're fasting? You know the sound. What's it really telling you? That sound is not a hunger signal. It's something called the migrating motor complex, the MMC. The best way to think of it is as your gut's personal housekeeper, sweeping all the junk and debris out of your small intestine. But here's the catch. This housekeeper only comes out to work when you're fasted. That grumble is the sound of a deep clean in progress. And the second you eat something, it stops. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Here's the actual blueprint for what to do on the fasting days themselves.
This part is actually really simple. During the fast, you can have water, black coffee, or black or herbal tea, no sugar, no milk, and some sea salt for electrolytes. That's it. That's the whole list.
Now for exercise, this rule is absolutely critical. Low-intensity walking while you're fasted, that encourages your body to burn stored body fat for fuel. It follows that ancestral pattern. But if you try to do high-intensity training deep into a fast, you force your body to look for quick energy, and it'll find it by breaking down your own muscle. So walk fasted, but save that intense training for your eating days.
And now we've arrived at what is, without a doubt, the most important part of this entire protocol, the refeeding day. If you get this wrong, you basically undo all of your hard work.
The single most important, non-negotiable rule is this: liquid before solid. Think about it. After 60 hours, your digestive system has been in a deep sleep. It's essentially hibernating. You have to wake it up gently. There are absolutely no exceptions to this rule. The refeeding process is designed to happen in 4 very distinct stages. First, you rehydrate and soothe the gut. Then, you activate and prepare it for real food. Only then do you start to rebuild with protein. And finally, you fuel up and close your eating window for the day.
Let's look at some of the hero foods in this plan and why they're so important. Bone broth helps to seal the gut lining. Whole eggs, and you gotta eat the yolk, provide leucine, which is like a light switch for muscle repair. And a green banana? That gives you resistant starch, which is pure food for your good gut bacteria, not a sugar rush for you.
So here it is, the full blueprint, hour by hour. It starts off incredibly gentle at 8 a.m. with tea. Then comes the bone broth to start healing the gut. And notice how solid protein, like the eggs, doesn't even show up until 3 p.m. That's hours later after the gut has been properly rehydrated and woken up. The day wraps up with quality protein and healthy fats. All right, let's wrap this up with a few absolutely crucial details about muscle, fat, and food choices that make this entire system work. First up, your protein goal. In that feeding window, you absolutely must hit a minimum of 100 grams of protein. This is non-negotiable if you want to protect and rebuild your muscle. This slide explains perfectly why the ripeness of your food matters so much.
A green banana is packed with resistant starch, which is basically fiber that feeds your gut. A ripe yellow banana? That's just simple sugar that's going to spike your insulin. After a long fast, when you're super sensitive to insulin, that green banana is a powerful tool. The ripe one is just a sugar bomb. So let's just hammer home the absolute keys to success one last time. You've got to hit that 100-gram protein target. Walk when you're fasted, train hard when you're fed. Absolutely no processed carbs in your feeding window. Liquid first, then solid always. And remember this, the refeeding window is what truly defines your results.
Which really leaves us with one final big question. We know our bodies were biologically engineered for a feast-famine cycle. So the real question you have to ask yourself is the diet you're eating today actually built for your body?